am one, simple and plain, no superpowers, no famous name, but I stand tall, 'cause I believe something greater has come alive inside of me. I have felt this power stirring in my soul, deep in my soul. I will give love, I will speak peace, all because of the love that's got a hold of me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many feel lost, I know God. I am one, but I'm not alone. When I'm with you, I am home. Side by side, we find the truth. When the spirit in me meets the same in you, I have felt this fire burning in my soul, deep in my soul. I will give love, I will seek peace, all because of the love that's got a hold of me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. When a world of so many feel lost, I know God. Whoa, oh yeah. I will give love, I will speak peace, all because of the love that's got a hold of me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many feel lost, in a world where so many feel lost, in a world where so many feel lost, I know God. I know God. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Check, check. Checking, checking. Checking, checking. Tra la la. All right. Ha-ha. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna cry. Something happened. I felt like one in that. So. All right. I broke my bottle. So. Good morning. My name is Michael. Hello. Ed and I walked into these doors on Christmas Eve on 2009. And that night, we heard this message about the Christ in you, the Christ being born in you. For the very first time in my life, did I hear this message. So we kept coming back. In October, just 10 months later, I became the music director. In September of 2015, I started my seminary path with One Spirit Interfaith Seminary in New York. In 2017, in June of 2017, I was ordained as an interfaith minister. My vow to be peace expressing in the world. In 2018, Ed and I became regular speakers here. And in 2021, it would have been 2020, but we didn't have an annual meeting that year because of COVID. But in 2021, I stood up here and I said, I will be your minister if you'll have me. You said yes. So then I applied for and received special dispensation through Unity Worldwide Ministries to be the spiritual leader here, as long as I'm taking courses toward a Unity ordination. And that's what I'm doing. So, and that's who I am. I'm also many other things. I'm an actor. I'm an improviser. I'm an educator I'm an educator. I'll take that. Yeah, right. A singer, a songwriter. But I'm one. Simple and plain. No superpowers, no famous name, though mine is a very common one. But I stand tall because I believe something greater has come alive inside of me. I have felt the Spirit stirring in my soul, deep in my soul. I will give love. I will speak peace. All because of a love that got a hold of me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many are lost, I know God. I know God. Shalom. But you know, it's not always been that way. So how many of you ever in your life, if someone called you a name, you're like, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never harm me. Or, I'm made of rubber and you are glue, whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks on you. Mm-hmm. I know you are, but what am I? That's what we did on the playground. That's what we did in school as children. But even as adults, we do know that words, even unspoken judgments, can wound deeply. And we seem to still act like children on a playground. So, how do we move from this reactionary, I know you are, but what am I, to a compassionate, conscious conversation? So, let's put our sticks and stones away for a while, right? Instead, let's find compassion and grace. Let's find shalom. John 8, starting with verse 2. This is the story about the woman who got caught committing adultery. I'll set up the stage. Leading into this was a celebration, and unfortunately I can't remember the name of the celebration, where everybody goes into Jerusalem and they're setting up tents everywhere because they're staying there. And this is also, that week was the week that Jesus got caught teaching on the Sabbath, right? And they didn't like that very well. That's coming up, actually. That holiday starts October 6th. So we may be hearing more about that in October. But the festival was over, but he was back into the temple courts where all the people gathered around him, and he sat down to teach them. The teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought in a woman caught in adultery. They made her stand before the group and said to Jesus, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. In the law, Moses commanded us to stone such a woman. Now what do you say?" They were using this question as a trap to have a basis for accusing him. But Jesus bent down and started writing in the dirt, and they kept asking him and asking him and asking him. And so then he straightened up and he said to them, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." Again, he stooped down and wrote on the ground. At this, those who heard began to walk away one at a time, starting with the older ones first, until only Jesus was left. And the woman was still standing there. Jesus straightened up and he asked her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" "No one, sir," she said. "Then neither do I condemn you," Jesus declared. "Go now, leave your life of sin." What do we learn from this story? I'm taking answers. What was that, Dina? Passion. Awesome. Compassion, yes. Don't judge. Awesome.
No one is perfect.
Nobody's perfect. Forgive. Empathy. Patience? Awesome.
Waiting to respond.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. These are great things, yes. And because what I got, for me, for what I got from this it's just we all make mistakes. And forgive yourself. Learn from it and move on. It's like, I forgive you, get up and sin no more. Shalom, according to the Daily Word. That's shalom, right? So what lessons did the woman learn? See, we all have lessons here. The woman learned something, we're learning something from the whole story, and the teachers and the Pharisee learned something. So what do you think the woman learned from that, James? She was protected by her neighbor. Mm-hmm. Forgiveness. Kindness. Grace.
Why was she the only one accused?
That's a good question. Because they were trying to make an example, right? We see that happening now. We see that today. Right. Right. Why was the man not confused? So she is actually no less than them, right? God's mercy extends beyond those condemned by the law. She was given grace and a new chance for a new life free from bondage of sin. Now, not a license just to keep on sinning. It was like, oh, get out of jail free card and go back and do what you were doing, but to begin a new life, a new transformed life with dignity, hope, and the opportunity to live without condemnation, transforming from being a victim of her circumstances into a future of potential transformation. Because we don't know her story. We don't know why she was in the situation she was in. But you know, it takes two. So what did the teachers of the law and the Pharisees learn? He wasn't going to fall for their games, yeah, because it was a trap, yeah. What else could they have learned? Forgiveness. Awesome. You can't judge and condemn somebody for sin when you yourself are guilty. And they found, well, they were forced to, but found compassion, or to find compassion for the one that you want to condemn and walk away. Think about how you can do better in the situation. You see, they are not qualified to condemn. It highlighted their hypocrisy and the importance of self-reflection over judgment. And by leaving, they were ultimately demonstrating the principles of mercy, grace, and forgiveness instead of harsh condemnation. Again, they were demonstrating shalom. Matthew 26:52 through 53. Put your sword back in its place, Jesus said to him. For all who draw the sword will die by the sword. Do you think I cannot call on my Father and he will at once put at my disposal more than 12 legions of angels? So what does it mean when Jesus said, put back the sword in its place, for all who draw the sword will die by the sword? Violence begets violence. You reap what you sow. That is very true. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. Exactly. He was rebuking violence. Violence begets violence. Hatred cannot get rid of hatred. Only love can do that. So when Jesus said, do you not think I cannot call on my Father and he will at once put at my disposal more than 12 legions of angels? What is he demonstrating there? What was that again, Seal? Higher consciousness. Yes. Dina? A warning? Okay, yes, because acknowledging divine power over the situation. Because, yes, I can call on God and say, bring me 12 legions of angels, and it will happen. It's also surrendering to the will of God. Surrendering to the will of God. So I want you to, just a short little moment here, I want you to think of some times where you were in conflict. It could be an inner conflict with yourself. It could be a conflict with another person. And how did you react? Did you reach for a sword? Were you ready? Did you find anger and blame? Or did you surrender to divine wisdom? Did you surrender to shalom? Let's take a deep breath. All right. As I said, I'm taking classes. This week was the first week of. I just finished a 10-week section. Now I'm doing another 10-week section. This was the first week, and one of the books that I'm reading. It's called Self-Compassion by Kristen Neff, PhD. And in the book, this is just in the first chapter. She said when she first got her PhD, she was doing some postdoctoral work with a leading self-esteem professor, because she was really interested in finding out how people determine their self-worth. And one of the things that she learned was that in the field of psychology, they were falling out of love with self-esteem, because they were finding that there were traps that occur when you try to find and keep a high sense of self-esteem. And those things are narcissism, self-absorption, self-righteousness, anger, prejudice, discrimination, and on and on and on. Not shalom. You recognize some of this stuff? Sound familiar? So it got me thinking how loud it is, that noise that we're tuning out, that loud and how hateful it is in the United States of America right now. There seems to be no compassion. The loudest ones express no compassion, no empathy, no love. Are we, am I, just trying to convince ourselves that we are worthy? This is just not far right, far left, but it is both and moves through the middle as well. Instead of showing compassion for someone when they fall short or when we think they've fallen short, there is condemnation, where there could be peace, there could be shalom. So let's ask the question, why do folks blame other folks for their suffering? Makes you feel better about yourself, right? Yep. So, I'm going to tell a story. It deflects responsibility. That's a good one, Greg. Thank you. So, I'm reaching back into my teenage years because it's safer. When I was in high school, I had to be the best at everything that I did. I had to be, and it's actually really just the things that I cared about. I had to be the best singer. I had to be the best alto saxophone player. And I had to be the best swimmer, specifically breaststroke. And there was another kid in my class who was the star basketball player, and I was jealous of him. Not because he was the star basketball player. I couldn't play basketball. I couldn't care. Fine, that's your thing. You be the best one. Good for you. I'll stick to my stuff. He was also in choir. And every year we would do a variety show. And so then he would sing a solo, and he would get these great accolades. Everybody would say, "Oh, you were so good. I can't believe how good you are. You're so good, you're so good, you're so good." I was like, why? That's mine. I'm supposed to be the best one. You have basketball, this one's mine. So I was jealous of the attention that he was getting. It goes beyond that. So then, during regular choir rehearsals, it's like, I read music, okay? He doesn't read music. I was a tenor, he was a baritone. We'd be learning our parts, we would be singing, he'd be singing the part wrong, and I would turn around and sing it. I was arrogant. I was disrespectful. Oh gosh, what else would I be? I could see firsthand what Kristen was talking about in her book. I was trying to create and hold on to a high self-esteem So I was arrogant and self-righteous. I was also prejudiced toward the poor kids. It's a wonder I had any friends at all, because I had to feel good about myself. So do you recognize this behavior in yourself, in others? Now, just for the record, that's a reflection. I'm not throwing stones at me, okay? It's just for reflection. Romans 3:23. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. To me, this letter from Paul to the Romans has become a stone that gets hurled at people and a stone that we throw at ourselves. It's been used to say we are all sinners and we are unworthy. It's been used, and it's still being used as a tool for control. But before it says, for all have sinned and come short of the glory of God, it says there is no difference between Jew and Gentile. For all have sinned. If it were today, it doesn't matter who you are, a Christian, a Muslim, a Jew, a Wiccan, a Sikh, an atheist, a Gnostic, a black person, a white person, an Asian person, an indigenous person. We're all people. We are all people. We're all human, and we all make mistakes. And then the last part, and all are justified freely by his grace through the redemption that came by Jesus Christ. So this tool of everyone sinned and fallen short of God being used as a tool of you are a lowly sinner and you don't deserve God's love, that's not what Paul was actually saying. It was like, no, it doesn't matter who you are. We all do. We fall short of being the divine that we are, and it's already been forgiven because we are what we are. So just like the adulteress, no matter who we are, what we believe, we have been given grace through the example of Jesus. And like the teachers and the Pharisees, we are not qualified to condemn. Yet some have been conditioned to believe that we are but lowly sinners. And every time we self-deprecate, we are casting stones at ourselves. Drop that stone right now. Give yourself grace. Learn from the mistake. Move on. Shalom. With no self-compassion, we cannot have compassion for others. Like RuPaul says, if you can't love yourself, how the heck are you going to love somebody else? Or how is somebody else going to love you? In our contemporary society, it is taught that we must be the best. We must be the best in order to be successful. So when we make mistakes, we don't give ourselves grace, we don't learn from it, and we move forward. No, we beat ourselves up for it. So many people are hurting, and they are hurting others to mask their own suffering. Earlier this week, Ed and I was talking about this concept, and he was like, well, why are these people doing this? And I said, because they're suffering. Why is these people doing this? I said, because they're suffering. Why are these people doing this? Because they're suffering. Why are they suffering? I couldn't answer the question. Perhaps it's in our DNA. Perhaps it's something that gets passed down from generation to generation. Can we stop it? I think so. I think we can. We need to replace our old limiting beliefs with capital T, truth. We are children of God, and we are worthy of the grace and the love of God. So I've used the word sin a lot today. You probably never heard me say that word so many times in the many years that you've known me, and I haven't said anything about it. I've just used it. In unity, Sin is not this huge, heavy abomination to God. Sin was an archery term meaning miss the mark. You didn't quite get it right. We were here to be the Christ, and sometimes we fall short of that. But we learn when we keep moving. So when we replace the traditional view of sin, and that we are unworthy, lowly sinners, with the unity's perspective, our mistakes are opportunities for growth. We can learn to lift ourselves up. We can learn to lift up others. In this way, we turn our swords into plowshares. Shalom. Dr. Wayne Dyer said, "Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change." When we change our perspective, we can really make a change in how we see the world. I went for a walk yesterday, and I was thinking about that, and then I couldn't help but think, take a look at yourself, and you can look at others differently. But I got to thinking about this again, and how the divide in our country keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But if unity principle number 3, our thoughts create our reality, right? Thoughts in mind produce after their thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. So what you think about is what you get. It's what you see in the world. So what's really happening is the big divide in our country is a mirror. And we keep yelling at the mirror. And if you yell at a mirror, what happens? It yells back at you. You can't change what's over there because it's you. You can only change what's in the mirror by changing your perspective, changing you. So if you want to stop hate, put away your swords and stop hating. If you want respect, put down the stone of hate speech and belittlement and show compassion and respect. Are you tired of no one listening? Then shut up and listen. Be the change. So I just want to take a little moment of prayer. Specifically, I believe that this concept is expressed well through the prayer of St. Francis. If you think about that, be the change. If you want to stop hate, start loving. So close your eyes or lower your gaze. Take a deep breath and let that out. And bring your attention to your heart space. And let this prayer be your prayer. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. We are the change. We are the love. We are the peace. We are forgiveness. We are hope. We are faith. We are joy. We are light. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. When you're ready, open your eyes. Look around the room, see all the faces of God. In the kingdom of God, there is no left or right, red or blue. Direction is subjective. If we're standing right next to each other, I'm here, you're here, this is to my right, but this is to your left. We change positions. This is to my left, and what was to your right is now, or what was to your left is now your right. If we face each other, this is left, no, it's right. This is right, no, it's left. It depends on your perspective. The kingdom of God is everywhere. Color is just a refraction of light. Light is a pure white light, but it gets bent into a spectrum with red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. But if you bend it right back, it just goes right back and it starts to blend together, and then it is one white, beautiful light. We are one. Jesus says, "Neither do I condemn you. Go, sin no more." This is forgiveness. This is dignity and a fresh start. It's shalom. So I invite you to lay down your swords. Stop throwing stones at others and yourself, and practice self-compassion. Find God. Find peace. I know you are, but what am I? I'm Michael Everett Davis. I am one. Simple and plain, no superpowers, no famous name. I will give love. I will speak peace. All because the love that got a hold of me in a world where so many feel lost. I know God. Shalom.